Speaking at a U.S. naval base in San Diego Monday, they said Australia would buy up to 5 U.S. nuclear-powered submarines and eventually build its own new model using American and British technology. Here's more from the Australian Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese.
We look to America in our time of need. Never since then. We have stood side by side, and today I think is very important, very significant that you have agreed for just the second time in history to share this technology. And I think it will make a difference in advancing security and stability in the region.
Well, for more on this story, I'm joined on the set now by France 24's international affairs editor Angela Diffley. Angela, there has been a very strong reaction to this AUKUS announcement from China. What more can you tell us about that?
Yeah, we should be clear that these submarines are nuclear-powered. They will be nuclear-powered and not nuclear-armed. Nevertheless, China has reacted quite strongly, saying that this will trigger an arms race, and even suggested that the countries involved will lean on the International Atomic Energy Agency so that it will endorse this project. The IAEA have said that nuclear propulsion, marine nuclear propulsion is allowed when arrangements are made with the IAEA, and that they will be verifying that nothing emanating from this project in any way violates the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. So that appears to be where we are on that. But strong rhetoric coming out from China. Also, Russia has said that the West, or the Anglosphere, is betting on years of confrontation with this project, that it is intended to foster and continue the possibility of years of confrontation. The Australians have made it clear that they are facing the biggest conventional build-up of conventional arms since World War II in that area. There is a line of thought that none of this is really going to be a reality until 2030. So it's very much an exchange of barbs. What will really happen in that part of the world depends much more on naval presence, the naval presence of the Chinese, the US, and the Japanese. The submarine element of things is not going to be a reality until far in the future. So this is more an exchange of barbs that is to be expected.
Now, it's interesting, in addition to that saber rattling, if you like, at his closing speech to the Chinese legislator, the Chinese president, Xi Jinping, also talked about China adding more energy to world peace. What's behind that statement?
More positive energy, actually. A very clear demonstration of a slight change in the way we're seeing China. They have been increasingly clear in trying to broker peace deals. We saw them in Ukraine saying they had a positionment paper. Ukraine immediately dismissed it, said, you haven't even met our president, we're really not interested, you're not a realistic broker. But what was interesting was on Friday, Saudi Arabia and Iran, arch foes, agreed that they will restart diplomatic relations after 7 years. Now, however you look at it, that is probably a good thing, that two enemy countries hope to restart diplomatic relations. China is keen to take credit for that. And some people have suggested that in that part of the world, the US has appeared to be moving back slightly, a bit less dependent on Saudi oil with its shale energy. And so China has managed to broker that peace, that advancement towards peace, in that they are to resume diplomatic relations. Of course, the United States couldn't possibly sit down with Iran. And we do see that Joe Biden said, we will not leave Saudi Arabia to a vacuum where Russia or Iran or China might take our place. But we do see China taking opportunities where it can do something. China is the biggest buyer of oil, crude oil, from both Iran and Saudi Arabia. And many countries around the world will welcome the chance that they have a greater choice of countries on whom they might turn to or rely than simply the US. So it's an interesting development.
All right, Angela, thanks so much for that. France 24's Angela Diffley.